Loewe Solo Absoluto, my favorite designer fragrance, 0 compliments. Creed Aventus, the most popular niche fragrance, 0 compliments. Creed Royal Water, 0 compliments. Clive Christian 1872, the most expensive niche fragrance in my collection, 0 compliments. Creed Royal Oud, 0 compliments. Mancera Cedra Boisé, 1 compliment. Jean-Paul Gaultier Ultramal, 0 compliments. Armani Code Absolu, 0 compliments. Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza, 1 compliment. Welcome my good smelling friends, I am Ify, and today in this video I am going to talk about fragrances that have brought me compliments. The reason why I've showed you those fragrances in the beginning of this video was for 2 reasons. One of them was to make you aware that I do own niche fragrances, expensive fragrances, and so-called compliment-getting fragrances, which for me, they brought 0 compliments. The other reason was to show you that you don't need to own expensive or very popular fragrances to get compliments, as I'm going to prove to you even further by showing you the fragrances that have brought me the most compliments. And when I say most compliments, guys, don't you think that there are many. The first one is Downhill Century. This one doesn't smell like a compliment-getting fragrance. I believe the fact that this fragrance smells clean, it projects well, but it's not loud. Clean, fresh and manly, that should be enough for a fragrance to get some compliments. The next one, Absolute by Elite Gentleman by Avon. Yeah, believe it or not, guys, I've got more compliments with an Avon fragrance than I got with a Creed fragrance. And this one is an oud based fragrance, but the oud here is so soft and so harmless. This is more like an intimate oud based fragrance, because the most compliments I've got with this fragrance were when my partner was smelling me up close. I've got about 2-3 compliments with this fragrance, but those were all from my partner, which she usually doesn't compliment me. I'm spraying myself with at least 1 fragrance a day, and I have many high quality fragrances. She doesn't compliment me on Creed Aventus or the other expensive fragrances. The next one is Jacques Bogart pour Homme. I received about 2 or maybe 3 compliments with this fragrance from both men and women, and that's mainly because this fragrance is very strong and very loud and very in your face. So they were able to smell it even from far away. This fragrance smells manly, but it has like a cherry sweetness to it, cherry tobacco, which smells nice. And I can see and I can understand why it can draw compliments. But the main reason is that it's very strong. And this fragrance, I don't have to tell you guys, this is very cheap. The next one is Pineapple Vintage Intense The One. This got me compliments mostly from men, because for some reason this DNA to me only worked this way. And this fragrance got me compliments just because it's very strong and very loud, has a very good sillage. It has that Creed Aventus DNA, which usually draws compliments, and again, for me, most of the time from men. I've actually received maybe 1 time a compliment from a girl by wearing this DNA. But again, 2-3 compliments at most, and all of them were from men. The next one is Hermes H24. This got me about 4 compliments. I owned it for about 2 months, and it's already in this list. It works. For getting compliments, it works, for me at least. I got compliments from both men and women, and I can understand why. It smells clean, fresh, it has a bit of sweetness, it smells fresh, clean and manly, but in a modern way, not in an old school way. The next one is Armaf Craze. I've received about 6 compliments with this fragrance, and they were from both men and women. Women love this because it's sweet. Men love it because it's sweet, but at the same time, it's also slightly fresh. It also has a masculine side to it. It's not just sweet and unisex. It has a manly side to it. And I can understand why men like it. It projects a very nice smell and it's very strong. Again, one of the reasons why fragrances get compliments is because other people can smell them on you. The next one is Dear Homme by Alzafron. This fragrance got me about 8 compliments from both men and women, and it smells really good. If you have been following me, you already know that I have owned this fragrance for a while now, and it was one of my best discoveries. It has a very good performance, it smells great, gets compliments. Even though it's a Middle Eastern fragrance, it's not a clone. It might have some similarities to the other fragrances, but for this price, this fragrance smells so good and it gets compliments. And the last one is, of course, Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armaf. This got me at least 10 compliments, all from men. I can understand. It has a strong character. It's very imposing. It's not seductive or stuff like that, which would draw compliments from women. It has a very strong character, this fragrance, and it leaves a very good impression on men. But yeah, this is my most compliment fragrance, and these were my most complimented fragrances. You have noticed me saying I got 2-3 compliments, 10 at most. So guys, hopefully you would appreciate this more realistic video about compliments. This was not a sales video where I was just going to show you some fragrances and tell you that I received many compliments with them and made you buy those fragrances. This was a video to prove to you that you don't need to own that kind of fragrances to get compliments. I mean, look at the fragrances that I have just shown you. And that was it, guys. Until the next video, keep smelling great.